To do a couple chunks of this bacon just to make sure I get the smoke flavor or the smokiness enough that I wanted. I don't want it crazy smoked. So I brought 2 out and gave them a fine dusting of just a bit of paprika, pepper, and a tiny bit of salt. And I'm going to put them in my smokehouse, leave the rest of them for a bit, and just make sure that I don't over smoke them, because some of that pepperoni I made was quite smoky. Like, I could have taken it off sooner. My smokehouse is quite a bit more severe than most of them, so it's maybe I might only have it out there for 2 hours. Like, that might be max, and then cool it off and slice it up, give it a fry in a frying pan and see how it is. So anyway, just updating my channel here. Thanks a lot for watching. Yeah, so now I've got them out of my smokehouse. You probably can't see that great, but they're in there. Very, very heavy smoke screaming out of here. Like I said, I'm using alder again because it's a native species that we have readily available, and I don't want to use any factory products in any of my smoked meat besides the meat I did buy from a factory. So they're in there in probably about 2 hours. And what I might do is not close the door 100%, like something like that initially, so that I don't get a crazy overbearing smoke, is what I'm going to do initially. No, know what? I'm going to close it and shoot for 2 hours. So anyway, there you go. And I'll just come back in 2 hours and take a peek. So yeah, like I said, I used an old Chinese military wood stove to feed it, and it's basically a cold smoker. Like today it's quite warm, it's 25 degrees or whatever, but you know what I mean. So no, I'm going to close this up. Just gonna sort of worry about the bacteria. So I'm not gonna dick around with cured meat. I want the smoke all encasing it so that so there's no chance of bacteria forming now that it's getting warm. And then I'll cool it off in an ice bath and basically freeze it part way and then run some through my slicer and just see how it is in a frying pan. I'm having hamburgers tonight, so I need some bacon for my hamburgers too. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so I've taken my bacon off the smoker a few hours ago. I've trimmed off the rind off of it and gave it a wash, and definitely 2 hours is plenty of smoke for what I'm looking for in that smoker, for sure. I don't think I'd do it any more than that, and it's definitely a good idea to rinse it off. And I'm letting it freeze a little bit. It's still not quite frozen enough. I want it sort of halfway frozen before I put it through my slicer. So I'm just waiting on that, and then I'm gonna slice it and get it all into bacon. Okay. Basically sliced it all down. I didn't record it. I have just you know, like a regular slicer or whatever, like deli slicer, I guess you call them. I probably got about, just out of those 2 little chunks, probably it'd be like 5 or 6 packs of bacon. So I mean, pretty good value. It's time consuming, and I realize that if you have a full-time job, you don't have time to do this type of stuff, but also it's something fun to do on the weekends, and you do get healthier food. And I made it basically thick cut. And what I like to do with that is I cook with it, bake with it, do all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna let this sit in one of those tubs overnight and let the smoke and all the seasoning adhere. And then I'll go through it tomorrow and vacuum seal it into packs that'll basically like a 1 week pack of bacon for us. But I make a lot of soups, potato, bacon, cheese soup, and broccoli, bacon, cheese soup, and all sorts of stuff through winter. So I cook with bacon a lot. So to save money and get bacon with no chemicals in it is really good value to me. It's also an awesome weekend project or layoff project where you save a bit of money on your downtime. Okay, that's it for part 2, bacon making. The rest is in the fridge, I might add. There's still lots in there. Like, I mean, that whole box is full. That was only a tiny little test portion that I did to to make sure that I got the right amount of smoke in it. And yeah, in my smoker it's only about 2 hours and that's it. Soak it, rinse it off, and then let it sit overnight in the fridge and then vacuum seal it. And that's good enough. Okay.